Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So determine if this series will converge or if it will diverge. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, the first thing you should do is just check that the limit of this thing here, the limit of this thing here, heads towards zero. If it must, in order for it to converge, it must head towards zero. If it heads towards, let's say, 5, then you will immediately know it will diverge. In order for it to converge, it needs to head towards zero. So the first thing you should do is use the nth term test. So the nth term test is really you trying to find the limit of this thing here as n heads towards infinity. So as n heads towards infinity, the numerator will act as the numerator, but then the denominator, as n heads towards infinity, you're adding on a tiny amount which is negligible, so you can pretty much ignore it. So as n heads towards infinity, the denominator will act as the highest power here, will act as the highest power. So the nth term test is really you trying to find the limit of this as n heads towards infinity. Well, as n heads towards infinity, this thing here will act as this. So let's try and find the limit of this. As n heads towards infinity, the limit of this thing must, in order for this to converge, this thing here must head towards 0. If it doesn't, let's say if it heads towards 5, then you can conclude that it's going to diverge. So in order for it to converge, you must head towards 0. The limit of this must be 0. So let's try and find the limit of this. So this is a constant. Take it out, and then let's tidy this up here. So divide top and bottom by n squared. N squared. That will then give us this. So basically, if you tidy this up, because this is a constant, you can take it out here, and then this will cancel out, and then that will then give you this. So we are currently here. So what is the limit of this as n heads towards infinity? As n heads towards infinity, this thing here will head towards infinity. The denominator will head towards infinity. So here you've got infinity over infinity. It's an indeterminate form, so you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So applying L'Hopital's rule, differentiate the top, that will then give you this. Differentiate the bottom, that will then give you this, and then try applying L'Hopital's rule. So let's check it now. So as n heads towards infinity, this is a constant. As n heads towards infinity, this is going to head towards infinity. You times a constant, so it's going to head towards infinity. As n heads towards infinity, this will head towards infinity. So here you've got infinity over infinity, which is an indeterminate form, which means you can apply L'Hopital's rule. So applying L'Hopital's rule, differentiate this, that will then give you this. Differentiate this, that will then give you this. So here, now you can tell that as n heads towards infinity, this is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is a constant, so therefore the whole thing here will head towards infinity. So this thing here heads towards infinity, and then you times 6, it's going to be infinity. So this is going to, so as n heads towards infinity, this thing here is going to head towards infinity. Now, in order for this to converge, the limit of this must head towards 0 in order for it to converge. But we've got a case where this heads towards infinity. This is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Therefore, we can conclude that this thing here will diverge. Okay?